You ever wondered what would happen if, say, I don't know, Google or Azure or Amazon Web Services just decided to delete your account? Well, that happened to Unisuper, one of Australia's largest pension fund accounts. Google accidentally deleted their entire cloud account. And the thing is, when you delete a cloud account, all the data on it goes bye-bye. So what happened? Let's find out. We'll talk about that in just a second.
Welcome to Tech Topics brought to you by Cybervenger. We help keep small businesses stay protected and compliant with cutting-edge cybersecurity and IT solutions.
For me, this is kind of a proof in the pudding, I told you so moment. I am always concerned about the revolution to the cloud, about what happens with the customer service provider relationship. What if that breaks down? Because that's a whole new problem. In the old days, we would worry about whether the server broke down, or whether the network would go down, or whether the software would go down. And ostensibly, all that stuff got solved by moving it to the cloud. Well, now you have to worry about the vendor relationship breaking down. Because the vendor decides that, for whatever reason, that your account needs to no longer be active, you could be in a whole lot of trouble very suddenly, especially if your entire infrastructure is invested. Now, in the case of Unisuper, apparently they were able to recover fairly quickly. They were down, well, fairly quickly. They were down almost an entire week. Apparently, it sounds like it was a user interface issue. Their folks that use the pension couldn't get in and access their accounts, do anything with it for about a week. Certainly a big problem, but they did it get resolved. And it looks like it was because they had data alternately backed up on another cloud provider. Gizmodo didn't mention which one, but they at least had a backup. And a lot of people look at cloud and they go, oh, well, cloud solves my IT problems. You know, why should we as an organization, we're not an IT company, why should we invest in IT resources and training and management of something that we don't do in our core business? We'll outsource it to people that know what they're doing and just assume they're taking care of it all. This is why. For one thing, if you don't trust your own employees with your data, I mean, I understand the sentiment. Employees can do all kinds of nasty things. But then you turn around and trust somebody else's employees with your data. Well, you haven't thought through the problem. You need to have some kind of redundancy and contingency plans for whoever is maintaining your systems, your data, all of that. That's in a good business continuity plan. We've talked about that in another video. Probably talk about it again. It's a very popular topic. A lot of nuance and detail. But the thing is, cloud presents some unique threats that traditional IT doesn't really have. And it's not always ones that talked about very often. Because, I mean, who talks about cloud? Cloud providers trying to sell you, right? And I'm not saying cloud's bad. In fact, cloud can be great. It solves some very expensive problems if you have those problems. But cloud is not an automatic win. It needs to be part of your strategy. You need to just know why you're going to go cloud, why you use a cloud provider. And you need to address things like this. What happens if your cloud provider gets hacked? That happens. What happens if your cloud provider has an accident deletes your account? What if there's a billing dispute? Because the thing people don't think about is, okay, what if the check doesn't show up? How long for your data is deleted? Permanently deleted. They don't just hang on to it. No amount of money will recover your lost data once you hit, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. Do you know what the retention policy is for your cloud provider should a billing problem happen? I mean, billing disputes have been going on between vendors and clients for the dawn of vendors and clients. I mean, it's just a common thing. I've had a client who's, probably all in the audience have seen similar. AT&T will shut someone down because the payment didn't show up on time. Well, now the provisioning, the order got canceled, so now the line's shut down. It'll take another 30 days to reprovision it. Or maybe they got the payment, but they applied it to the wrong account. I've seen that. Something like a billing dispute could put you out of business. And it could just be a mistake on the provider's end, or maybe a mistake on your people's end. Maybe they put the wrong account number down. Easy stuff to happen. How do you catch that? How do you prepare for it? These are questions you should be thinking about in your organization. Cloud makes this a bigger deal than it used to be on premise. If your vendor, if you have a hardware platform and something goes wrong, a billing dispute, whatever, a check doesn't show up on time where it's supposed to go, paperwork problem, whatever, and now your stuff's out of warranty, or your software thing didn't renew and now you don't have support. Well, you're still running, you're not shut down. the case of a cloud provider, you're shut down. You're done. You're not doing business. This is a disaster. You could have a disaster not caused by a flood or a fire or by riots, but a billing error. Think about that. And I've talked about this for some time. A lot of people kind of like, you're just being an alarmist. Doom and gloom sells on YouTube, right? But here it is in the proof is in the pudding. This is exactly what actually happened to these poor folks. So if you look down here, there's our URL. You can look at the article. Google accidentally deleted $125 billion pension fund account. So that could happen to you. That could happen to anybody. And as time goes on, just because it hasn't happened before doesn't mean it won't, right? And Google said, well, this has never happened before. Yeah, well, it just happened now. And I think the fact that these guys had a backup saved them, for one. And I think it's a call to action for all of us to make sure that we have failure of cloud vendor as a line item in our business continuity plan. What if there is some unspecified absolute failure? What if you do something and that's always been perfectly normal to your business that is now suddenly politically unpopular? Maybe you're in an environment doing something that ESG-minded folks don't think is environmentally responsible, or maybe you don't back the latest political movement strongly enough, and now, or maybe you say that maybe some employee of yours that you now fired did say something was awful, but now your cloud provider doesn't want to do business with you and just shuts you down. You could support a political candidate as a company, and that you want to stay politically neutral, but I mean, it happens, right? Maybe the owner's passionate. What happens if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and now your cloud vendor is just saying, we're not going to do business with you. We're done with you. What happens? How long would it take you to migrate everything you have from your current cloud provider to another cloud provider, see if you could find one, versus bringing one in-house? And that could take weeks, months, years. The migration to cloud, oftentimes for organizations, takes many months, maybe even a year or more. The move back or to another cloud provider could be just as harrowing, and you could find yourself in a position where you have to do it like that in a moment's notice. You might have a 0-day notice. It may be, okay, you're down now. Now what do you do? And it may be due to political pressure. Things like that happen. And I think in the political climate that we live today, the cancel culture that we have today, that's a greater threat than people account for. I haven't heard anybody talk about that in the business continuity meetings. And I think people should, especially if they have the cloud vested. Or it could just be an accident like this case. But that's just kind of my I told you so moment. So proof in the pudding of what I've been talking about, where you got to watch your vendor relationships. And that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. We hope this video has provided valuable information to you. Be sure to share this video with other small business owners to spread the word about the importance of cybersecurity. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. If you want more information about cybersecurity, visit us at www.cybervenger.com.